To go. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Monday, October 6th, 2025 meeting of the Lake Zurich Village Board. Acting Clerk Aaron Rauscher, please, filling in for Kathleen Johnson, please call the roll.
Mayor Poynton?
Here.
Trustee Bardwaj?
Here.
Trustee Marks?
Here.
Trustee Riley? Here. Trustee Spicone?
Present.
Trustee Shagru?
Here.
Trustee Weider?
Present.
Okay, would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next item on the agenda is public comment. If you haven't signed up for public comment, would you, anybody out there going to public comment? No? Okay. But I'm going to read this anyway. So, public comment is an opportunity for residents to comment briefly on matters included on the agenda and otherwise of interest to the Board of Trustees. Public comment is limited to 30 minutes in total, and up to 5 minutes per speaker, depending upon the number of commenters. We will take public comments first from the sign-in sheet in the order in which folks signed in. When you step to the podium, please speak clearly into the microphone. Identify yourself with your name and address for the record, and please direct your comments to the board. Nothing on the sign-in list. Nobody seems to want to talk tonight, so I'll just make this offer to whoever's out there. Anybody want to talk? Nope. Okay, then we'll close public comment, and we'll move on to the President's report. First item on the President's report, we're going to see a brief video here. So, Ali?
Cars are going to drive over this thing. You paint it, the clock starts ticking. It was tried here just 3 years ago, already faded and broken down. The paver art intersections in Wildwood, 22 years later, they still look pretty damn good. And here's what nobody thinks of. Cheap becomes expensive. You're not just paying for paint, you're paying for shutting down the intersection again and again. You're paying when traffic's rerouted. You're paying when customers can't even reach the businesses on that corner. Do you really want this to be an annual project? And let's be real, you can't build a 50-foot diameter compass rose in the middle of an intersection. That road would be shut down for weeks while crews crawl through it. We take that risk here in our shop. Every cut, every piece. So when it hits Lake Zurich, that road's only down once. Minimal risk, maximum impact. This isn't decoration, it's a landmark. And you only build it once when you do it right. Millions of cars are going to drive over this thing. You paint.
Was that it? Okay, hold it, Ali. I'm going to want to run it again. The reason why I asked that to be played was that we got a video from the vendor who is building our landmark logo in the center of town at the corner of 12 and Main Street and Old Rand Road. We did a bird's eye view. Michael Dubner and his little machine did a bird's eye view of it, and it was on Facebook, and it resulted in 119 comments from people. So what I did was, when we saw this video, I requested it be played tonight. I'm going to play it again, Ali, so when I go through my list here, you'll see why.
Millions of cars.
No, don't play it again, not yet. Just hold on. Yeah, wait for it. Yeah. So Mike, I already gave Mike a little heads up on this so that he can fill in some of the stuff that we need to know. There were a lot of Facebook comments on it, like I said, 119 as of today. So I grouped them into sections so that we wouldn't have to go through every single one of them, but I'm going to read some of them. And I'm going to leave the names off. If you want to know who said what, you can go on the Village's Facebook page and look at it. So the first question was, where is this? You wouldn't think that you would have to ask that question, but 3 people asked where it is. Well, it's at the corner of Main Street and Old Rand Road. It'll be that circle that Michael Dubner showed us in the video on Facebook. That's going to be a long-lasting, permanent landmark for the village of Lake Zurich, something that we decided to do something that way instead of, as a few people suggested many years ago, a big archway as you come into town. We're not going to do that. Enough of those have been done. We wanted something unique for us, and if you look at the promenade, there's two logos, one on each end, that'll be similar to this, but this will be our landmark for Lake Zurich. The next question, and there were multiple comments to every one of these questions, so is it going to be a roundabout? Well, the answer to that is no, an explicit no. It's not going to be a roundabout. That circle will be what you're going to see on the video again. So the video will make more sense when I get done, I hope. The next questions or group of questions were on progress. So, Mike, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about where we are with progress, not only on the landmark logo project in the center of the intersection, but on the whole Main Street. If you would take just a couple minutes.
Sure, Mayor. We are, at this time, we're roughly about 85% complete on this project, which this project included sidewalk replacement, curb replacement, underground infrastructure, replacing lead service lines. Doesn't even include the roadway. We haven't gotten there yet. Landscaping upgrades, landscape improvements, traffic calming. So a lot of things went into this project. But we're roughly about 85% of the way, and look to have this wrapped up probably over the next month, but maybe the second week in October by November 15th is what we're looking at, weather permitting here.
Okay, and there is an update, I believe, on the website, Michael? There is, okay, because somebody asked the question, is there an update on the project posted somewhere? The answer to that is yes, on the website, right? And some of the other comments with regard to progress. 53 is going to be done before this. I don't think so. I've been on 53. That's got a long, long ways to go. The village must have hired the same crew used for I-294. Mike, give us a little background on the crew and the company and what they've done to accommodate moving this along.
Excuse me. I have to tell you, come down and look at it for yourselves. Some of the best concrete I've seen in my career, the curbs, the brickwork, anything you can see above ground, I think has been top notch. Copenhagen Construction and their crews have been at it since April. And like I said, there was a lot of moving parts on this one, but they've worked closely with the businesses, closely with all the moving parts down there, keeping traffic moving. I think they've done a great job.
Thank you. There's the snarky comments. I'm going to read a couple of these as well. This one here says, the village must have hired the same crew used for I-294. The answer to that is no. Will this unnecessary construction be done sometime this century? The answer is yes. This one person wrote, they feel bad for all the businesses that this impacts. It's such a slow project, but the partially completed area looks nice. So then I'll move on to the next topic of questions or comments, and that was maintenance. The brick pavers are nice, but a total maintenance nightmare and will be destroyed by snowplows. This next comment was, cannot stand this construction, especially the random opening and closing of roads needed to avoid freight trains. This pops up on my feed, and I just had to laugh. Progress. Well, first off, we have no control over the trains, and it's not even at this intersection or on this road until you get way down farther. Mike, talk about the maintenance, can you?
We use materials that are, I believe, to be top-notch. We use clay brick pavers, which are way more resilient than your typical landscape paver. We're going to look at our snow maintenance plan this year, and we'll take a different approach. You know, it's all about preservation of what we're doing down there. So the investment was made, the community made the investment, and so we have to change and change our approach to some things. And it's going to take longer at times, but again, the preservation of what we're trying to accomplish downtown with the beautification.
Okay, thank you. The next topic was on taxes, and somebody wrote, "Now I know where my $15K in taxes goes towards improvement." Well, we've only said this about 2,000 times. We get 14 pennies on the dollar, give or take a penny, of every dollar in your property taxes. So of that 14K, we're probably getting, I don't know, $1,000. Would that be like 14%? Whatever. So that's where your tax money goes. It goes to District 95, which is about 70%. It goes to the county. It goes to Ela Township. It goes to the library. Your 15K doesn't all come to the village of Lake Zurich.
And that 14% is spread around the entire village.
The whole village,
Yeah.
correct. So then the next topic was that it's a waste of money. Waste of funds, wait till the snow, road salt and snow plows, trucks beat it up for a few years. Last time they did it, it looked great for a few years, then down the tubes it went. Well, I don't think we ever did it before that I remember.
We've done stamped bricks
Okay,
on Main Street. I don't believe we've ever done this to this level.
okay. And then the next comment was, again, what a waste of money. This came from a Long Grove-based realtor, which, to be honest with you, I don't pay attention to. The other one was a complete waste of money and time. This one was completely unnecessary. My heart goes out to the almost total loss of customers going to those businesses. Well, I don't think any of the businesses had a total loss of customers. That's my opinion. They're still going strong, so I'm very comfortable with that. But Mike, tell me what you've done to accommodate some of the discomfort that the local businesses might have suffered.
So again, the traffic plan was set up to that you can always get to your destination, albeit maybe a slight inconvenience, but you could always get there. And our on-site staff, between Adam Hartman, Kevin Lill from Manhard, they worked extremely closely and still do with the businesses and accommodating schedules, their accommodations for deliveries. We were there on site every day.
What about the restaurants? Vault in particular, because there were a lot of questions as to the ultimate survivability of Vault as a result of this project.
Same thing. We worked very closely with the business owners. We listened to their needs. And again, the traffic concerns and the traffic pattern is something that we have to do for construction to happen. You have to be able to work around it and understanding the businesses and their concerns. But, like I said, with constant communication, whether it was us, whether it was the on-site staff, village manager's office, their concerns were always heard.
So, with respect to the businesses, since this project started, we've opened up a couple new businesses. The Après Little Restaurant, that's opened up. There's a women's clothing store that, amongst all this confusion and detours and everything else, these people have decided to open up a business in downtown Lake Zurich. And part of the hope for us is that with what we're doing in Lake Zurich and the Main Street area, we've done a little bit to help lure people into town and businesses that wanted to come into town. We've said for a long time, since we got stuck with the mess of previous administrations, that if you build it, they will come. We proved that with Rock the Block when we started that 13 years ago, and now we're putting 10 to 12,000 people every year in the street. If we built it, they will come. We have the same hope for what we're doing with Main Street. But then, and I'm not going to beat this to this dead horse anymore, but I'm going to talk about There's people who actually like it, and there were a bunch of positive comments. One comment said, "It is looking great downtown, and we can't wait for this to be completed. Thanks also for the infrastructure improvement," which is the biggest expense of this project, if I'm correct, right?
Absolutely.
It will look great. Can't wait to see it finished. Terrific. Long-needed changes. Can't wait. That's what people have been telling us for 20 years as we got stuck with all these 37 properties. It's going to look fantastic. It's going to look beautiful. I love Lake Zurich. And then there was one stray comment, and you'll have to take a look at this. It said the detour on Oak, could they trim the greenery on that corner, Oak and Lions Drive? I'm giving that to your guys to check it out to see if it needs to be trimmed. Apparently, it's blocking some views there.
Got it.
And then there's bad too. I'm gonna give you the bad stuff. Okay, this one person says, "I'm so glad I no longer live here. This is not the town I grew up in. It looks terrible. But hey, when the snow comes, watching the snowplows go through there now will be funny." Well, I don't think it'll be funny, but I'm glad you're gone. We don't need you like here. Another person says it's a waste of tax dollars. Same person said, "Time to dump the entire village board," just so you know that you guys are in this too. So, but I don't want to dump any of you. I'll keep all of you. You're doing a great job. And then I'm going to find, you already spoke about it, but there was one comment on the Facebook page, and I'm going to steal it from Mark Spicone because I added to it. Yeah. And so Mark says that this project is not just changing a few curbs. It's a complete infrastructure overhaul of sewers and replacement of old water mains, including removal of lead water pipelines to the entire area, total rebuilding of the road, which includes gutters, curbs, landscape, lighting, and stormwater management improvements. This is not easy or work that can be done quickly. Yes, it is unfortunately impacting the businesses. However, the scope of the entire project was to maintain long-term viability by replacing aging infrastructure before a major failure of the systems, and in the process, give the residents the nicest Main Street area that most of us have ever seen. So that's it for that on my president's report. The next item on the president's report is, let me see where I am here. Proclamation, which declares October 20th to the 24th, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week. Red Ribbon Week is designed to raise awareness of the dangers of drug use while encouraging all citizens to take an active role in their community prevention activities. And it provides residents of Lake Zurich the opportunity to demonstrate their commitment to healthy, drug-free lifestyles by wearing and displaying red ribbons. The full text of this proclamation can be seen on the village website. And the last item on the president's report, I'm going to turn over to Chief Husak and Officer Natalie, and have at it.
Thanks, Mayor. Thanks, Board, for giving us a few minutes to recognize a great winner we have tonight that accomplished some safety goals for us. So I'm going to turn it over to Officer Robitasio to tell you a little bit about our Good Biker program.
Thanks for letting me speak.
Hello everyone, I'm Officer Robertaccio. My first name is Natalie. I'm currently assigned to the afternoon patrol with Lake Zurich Police Department, and this is my first year assisting with this program, the Good Biker Safety Program. So the Good Biker Bicycle Safety Program started in 2014 by a retired Lake Zurich sergeant by the name of Patrick Stone. Currently the program is being manned by Officer Jenny Johnson. The program starts during Memorial Day weekend and goes through Labor Day weekend. As Lake Zurich police officers are actively patrolling the town, they're also on the lookout for children participating in bicycle safety by wearing their helmets. While with parents' permission, officers would issue a citation certificate to the bike riders being caught wearing their helmets. The bike rider's name would also be entered into a raffle, giving them the opportunity to win a brand new bicycle helmet and bicycle, courtesy of the Lake Zurich George Garner Cyclery. LZPD has partnered with Lake Zurich Oberwise, and all participants would also receive a coupon with one free kids cone. The goal of this program is to encourage children to wear their bicycle helmets and reward them for doing so. In addition, LZPD wants to promote positive interactions between the community and the police. Thank yous are in store. On behalf of Lake Zurich Police Department, I would like to take this opportunity to give a special thanks to Mayor Poynton and the Village Trustees for your continued support for the program and allowing time out of your meeting for this presentation. Also, we owe thank yous to our sponsors, the George Garner Cyclery of Lake Zurich and Lake Zurich Oberweis. We could not have made this happen without their assistance and support. Without further ado, the 2025 Good Biker winner is Penelope Frakes. She's 10 years old, soon to be 11. She's in 5th grade currently, and her parents are Beth and Andrew Frakes, and she also has Grandma Paula here tonight as well. Her sibling is her younger brother Oliver. He also did get a citation for wearing his helmet, but unfortunately it was not him who received it, but I drew your name out of the fishbowl, right? Some of Penelope's hobbies include she's a competitive swimmer, and she's also a painter. Her current activity, she's in the musical Elf Jr. At Sarah Adams, right? And she's in chorus and band. She plays the trombone. She's in student leadership, and she's also part of the Bulldogs news team. Penelope learned her bicycle safety from the Park District Safety Town at Arlington Heights, and also having it reinforced at home from Mom and Dad. Congratulations again. Check it out. Very nice.
Yeah, so this is the bike that Penelope got to pick out at George Garner. They have been so generous over the years. This isn't just some cheap bike. They let the kids go in and choose something that's really great for them that she can grow into. So we really appreciate them and Oberweis helping us out. So Mayor, if you want to get a picture with Penelope, that'd be great. And with the helmet, the helmet's in wrapping. I don't know if that's going to happen. Yep. Evelyn, get in there too. Thanks again. We'll help you.
Nice job, Natalie.
Okay, while we're waiting to continue, Ollie, I'm going to just get ready to hit the button again and play that video. The background on that video was that the vendor reproduced that whole logo that's going on the corner of Main Street and Old Rand Road at their factory in New Jersey and created this video. So one more time, just so we can start.
Millions of cars are going to drive over this thing. You paint it, the clock starts ticking. It was tried here just 3 years ago, already faded and broken down. The paver art intersections in Wildwood, 22 years later, they still look pretty damn good. And here's what nobody thinks of. Cheap becomes expensive. You're not just paying for paint, you're paying for shutting down the intersection again and again. You're paying when traffic's rerouted. You're paying when customers can't even reach the businesses on that corner. Do you really want this to be an annual project? And let's be real, you can't build a 50-foot diameter compass rose in the middle of an intersection. That road would be shut down for weeks while crews crawl through it. We take that risk here in our shop. Every cut, every piece. So when it hits Lake Zurich, that road's only down once. Minimal risk, maximum impact. This isn't decoration, it's a landmark. And you only build it once when you do it right. Millions of cars are going to drive over this.
And finally, to put a cap on this, it's the situation of short-term pain for long-term gain. So, Mike, great job so far. Keep it up. We're on the home stretch.
We're almost there.
Okay.
Almost there.
Okay, that's the end of the president's report. Move on to the consent agenda. The titles on the consent agenda will be read by the clerk and approved by a single roll call vote. Any item may be pulled from the consent agenda for discussion or separate vote by any member of the board. Clerk Aaron, would you please read the titles?
Approval of minutes from the Village Board meeting of September 15th, 2025. Approval of executive session minutes from the Village Board meeting of August 4th, 2025. Approval of the semi-monthly warrant register dated October 6, 2025, totaling $3,678,517.01. An ordinance for a variation granting relief from the maximum fence height requirements in the corner side yard at 511 North Country Ridge Court. Assigned ordinance number 2025-10-626. Dr. Conrad and Miss Ursula Kazmarski have requested approval of a fence height variation for their property at 511 North Country Ridge Court. The property is zoned R5 Single Family Residential District, which restricts fences to be no higher than 3 feet high in the front and corner side yards. The proposed variation would allow a 5 feet high fence in the corner side yard, extending along the southern property line, continuing along the western lot line, then running across the northern lot line before connecting to the back corner of the north side of the home. The Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing on September 17, 2025 on the petition and voted 6-0 to recommend approval of the variation to allow construction of the fence. Staff
Thank you. Good job. Any board questions or is discussion desired on any item, or would anyone like any item pulled for a separate vote?
Nope.
No? Okay. Then may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented? Motion, please.
So moved, Spacone.
Mark Spacone, and a second?
Second, Bardwaj.
Sujata.
Yes. Sue.
Aaron, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Chagru?
Aye.
Trustee Weider?
Aye.
Trustee Spacone?
Aye.
Trustee Bardwaj?
Aye.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
And Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That consent agenda passes. We have no new business tonight, so we'll move on to trustee reports. Any trustee reports or stray board member comments tonight? No? Okay. Staff reports. Any staff reports tonight? Anybody? Ray? No? Okay, that concludes our regular business for tonight. We will be adjourning first to executive session and then to Fire Station 1 for a board work session. First, the executive session is being called for the purpose of 5 ILCS 120/2C21 review of executive session minutes, 5 ILCS 120/2C5 purchase or lease of real estate, 5 ILCS 120/2C6 the setting of a price for sale of property owned by the public body, and 5 ILCS 120/2C11 pending or imminent litigation. There will be no voting action or board business discussed after closed session or the work session, so the adjournment of the closed session and work session will be the final adjournment and the end of the meeting. So, may I have a motion and a second to adjourn tonight's regular meeting to executive session and a work session? Motion first, please.
So moved, Whiter.
Whiter, and a second, please.
Second, Marks.
Marks. Aaron, please call the roll.
Trustee Marks?
Aye.
Trustee Riley?
Aye.
Trustee Bardwaj?
Aye.
Trustee Spacone?
Aye.
Trustee Weider?
Aye.
Trustee Chagru?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. We are adjourned to to executive session and the work session. Next village board meeting, Monday, October 20th, 2025. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy. We're adjourned.